Karel Vavřík is a shift supervisor in one of the last glass factories in the Czech Republic. But his passion is punk, even during Advent. He lives in Prague with his young family. Klára Vavříková is a passionate florist. This year it will be a good Christmas. One of the stalls on the market is selling her Advent wreaths. Her dream is to have her own shop one day.
A můj základní cíl je tu floristiku přiblížit veřejnosti.
The grandparents, Ivana and Karel, look after the two children when the parents are busy. They're passing on the old Christmas traditions to the younger generation.
Vánoce mám ráda, protože já mám pořád jako dítě takový to tajemno kolem sebe.
Prague is known as the Golden City. The capital of the Czech Republic is a magnet for tourists throughout the year, especially Christmas. It's known for its hearty cuisine, such as knödel and Prague ham. Whilst the famous Charles Bridge crosses the Vltava, high in the Castle District, the imposingly Gothic St. Vitus Cathedral towers over the city. Prague's beauty shines a little brighter at Advent, as all the colourful Christmas markets add to the charm with their festive stalls and enticing smells. The Vavřík family is on the way to the Old Town. The walk takes them past the astronomical clock, over 600 years old and one of the symbols of the city. Klára wants to get to a nearby market as quickly as possible, as one of the stalls here is selling her Advent wreaths. The market is filled with weird and wonderful temptations, and not all of them are entirely Christmassy. This is the first time Klára has been to the stall since it started selling her wreaths. It's somewhat nerve-wracking to supply a market stall, as there's a lot of competition. The hard work was worth it. It's been going so well that she needs to make more for the last days of Advent. She has to start on them straight away, but first she needs to get the decorations. The next morning, it's Karel's turn to look after the children. He hasn't got time for shopping, so for breakfast, it's going to be semel baba, a typical Czech recipe. Stella is keen to help. It's sweet and made from old bread, milk, egg, raisins, apples, sugar and cinnamon. The bread goes into the oven dish after being soaked in the milk.
No, vždycky to tam vemeš, namočíš to do toho mlíka trochu. No, namoč to a povyndej to hned. Tak a položíš to na rovné takhle, aby byla celá vrstva narovnaná na tom, jo? Myslíš, že jo?
Apple is then grated onto the first layers of bread.
Myslí.
Udáváme je na kakao. No.
Na kaši, na krupicu, tak. Tak, rozinky, ty se když tak pak vidí.
The apples are then covered with sugar, cinnamon and raisins. The second layer of bread goes on and is covered in milk and a whisked egg.
Tak, takhle poleje.
And also, not to forget, the sugar and the cinnamon. Klára is struggling with the throngs of people in the city. She's trying to get to the shop that sells the decorations to go on her wreaths.
No tak Praha je hezká, to bezesporu, je to prostě kulturní centrum. Jediný, co já mám problém, to je, že tady je neuvěřitelné množství lidí na můj vkus. Takže mám ráda takový ty sobotní dopoledne, kdy všichni vyspávají, kdy je klid v Praze, nebo pondělní rána, kdy prostě ještě všichni spí, než se to v 8 přijede do Prahy. Ale jinak Praha je nádherná. Ale...
Over 10,000 bits and bobs in boxes that reach to the ceiling. Not everybody's ideal Monday morning, but for Klára, it's a treasure trove of inspiration. This isn't just where she finds all and any material she might wish for, but also where she gets new ideas for her creations.
To je krása. Spoustu věcí si nazbírám v přírodě, tohle to musím kupovat, je to chráněné. A tohle to mi bude sloužit jako výplňový materiál na věnec jedlový, který budeme vázat a tam se to bude vyplňovat těma jednotlivýma. Tady v tomhle obchodě je spoustu exotických plodů, který nenazbírám, ale kaštany, žaludy, šišky, na ty chodím do přírody. Nicméně prostě ty Vánoce, to je svátek kýče, takže na tom se florista může krásně vyřádit. A ano, Vánoce prostě umějí prodat skoro všechno, i když to se mi nikdy nechce, vždycky dělám něco, co je prostě pěkný, učím ty lidi, aby měli i vkus.
At home, Stella is laying the table, while Dad's busy getting ready for his next concert, which will be the day before Christmas. Karel is the bassist and singer in a punk band. After half an hour, the semel baba is ready.
Ono už je to takový nějaký měkčí. Ne, bude to dobrý. Tak, tady máš ty. Tak, víte jo.
Já dej tyhle rastí. No.
Ale je to vůbec berný.
After breakfast, the young son is dropped off at his grandparents' and Stella sets off for school.
Kam jsem to zajela, to je hustý tady.
Klára has taken a wrong turn on her way home and gets a little lost.
Tady pojedeme po schodech trochu.
Finally, she's found the main road again and hurries home. And gets straight to work. As a trained landscape gardener and farmer's daughter, creating things from natural materials is second nature to her. First, she binds the twigs around the straw wreath with wire.
Tak floristika je něco jako pro Karla hudba, pro mě. Takže to je koníček, akorát s tím, že mi to umí vydělávat peníze. Velký rozdíl, ale je to obrovská vášeň. A vzhledem k tomu, že nemám obchod a nejsem tím svázaná, tak si můžu dělat prostě, co chci v tom oboru. A když ještě se účastním nějakých soutěží právě s těma kolegama floristickýma, tak je to takový krásný společenský setkání. Je to můj život vlastně. A floristika pro mě je boření mýtů, boření hranic, používání zajímavých materiálů a čím víc člověk použije netradiční materiály, které jsou třeba odpadem, ale když je člověk zpracuje, tak vypadají skvěle.
At Karel's parents, there is some snipping going on too, but for the cooking pot instead. Grandmother Ivana needs onion for a traditional recipe which she's making, whilst keeping an eye on her young grandson.
Vařím z staročeského kubu, je to vánoční postní jídlo a do postního jídla se nesmělo přidávat maso, ale v současné době nebo už i dřív se mohlo přidávat sádlo, které bylo jako dostupné a ten sváteční den se mohlo použít.
The barley has been softening in water and Ivana adds the chopped onions and fries the mixture. She then adds water and lets it simmer before adding the cooked mushrooms. It was her father who taught her how to cook.
Protože on je z podhorské vesnice a tam vlastně všichni museli všechno dělat. Takže vařil, navlíkal korále, pracoval v lese a tím, že žili bez maminky, tak se mu museli naučit ty děti vařit.
Garlic, oregano, some salt and pepper give the dish its flavor.
Jak dlouho to ještě bude, Ivano, trvat?
Oběd bude za 5 minut. Pojď připravit stůl.
Babi, už jsem tady.
Dobře, jak se slíkni, Steli. Jednu, jo?
Usually, pickled vegetables are served alongside this barley dish, but the children don't like them, so today they're off the menu.
Prosím. Vezme si vidličku.
Over lunch, the older generation quiz the young ones on how much they really know about Christmas.
Tři králové, Kašpar, Melichar a Baltazar.
Kašpar, Melichar a Baltazar.
Baltazar, co to je?
Aha.
They passed the test, so now for the important things, the Christmas wish list. Klára has been busy and managed to finish 10 wreaths. They need to go straight to the market.
Dobrý den, vezu vám ty věnečky.
So close to Christmas, with luck there will hopefully still be interest in the wreaths.
Protože se to nedá navrtávat.
U mě vítek roste.
Když vám to tady takhle hezky nechám.
Třeba to dalo ještě, ale to není moc vidět, že jo?
Ten je taky 350.
Barely unpacked and already sold. It couldn't get any better. Klára is happy with how popular her wreaths are. Her dream is to have her own shop one day, perhaps her own market stall next Christmas to begin with. The smell of roasting meat in the cold air is too good to resist. One of Karol's friends is selling sausages on the same market.
Oh, čau.
Tak co chceš, klobásu nějakou? Jo?
Nothing beats having right friends in the right places. Christmas biscuits are being baked. Ivana has a special technique. She makes one large base of short crust pastry and makes all the different types of biscuits from the same dough. She needs flour, butter, sugar powder, vanilla sugar and eggs.
Hodně na všechen, víš? Tak, dobře. A teď to takhle z toho všechno smícháme dohromady. Zkusíš si to taky smíchat, jo? Já ti řeknu.
A co tam? To je tu mouku.
Neboj, to se spojí, všechno se to jako bude hňácat dohromady. To se spojí, víš? A pak to rozválíme a budeš to vykreovat ty vykreovátka, jo?
The more types of Christmas biscuits a Czech family can produce, the prouder the family can be. The most important thing is that it is an odd and not an even number of biscuits.
Pěkný, hladký. To pěkný?
Ne.
Bude vám špatně, už dost. Nebude žádný cukrový mít Ježíšek. Těsto oficiálně se jmenuje linecký a jinak tady v Čechách se mu většinou říká slepovaný těsto na slepovaný cukrový. Slepovaný, protože se pak ty vykrojený tvary k sobě lepí většinou marmeládou. Tak, jo, dáme to stranou. A je tam, dáme ho upíct. Tak.
It's Karel's last day of work before the Christmas break. He's the shift supervisor at a glass factory where his father used to work. It's a company that specializes in technical glass appliances and is one of the last remaining Czech glass manufacturers. Growing international competition has taken its toll.
Myslel jsem, že nevemou ani mě, ale ku podivu vzali. No a už jsem tady asi tak 14 let, možná díl 16. Musíš makat hodně. Žádný sezení, žádný čtení.
A 50-litre vessel is made once a day. The whole thing is not blown in one go, but in several stages. You don't just need the technical skill, but also a mighty pair of lungs. The final stage is placing the glass into a mold and constantly blowing and turning it until it's cooled. December. It's bitterly cold, but that doesn't stop the hordes of tourists taking in the sights in the early morning. For the locals, it's time to get started on the tree.
Tak pojďte, půjdeme zdobit vánoční stromek. Tak.
A já tohle dárky.
The children start by hanging the straw stars.
Už lítají dva. A co to svíčku?
Tam dá děda.
A traditional part of Czech Christmas decorations are the hand-painted glass baubles. Straw angels, bells and stars also go on the tree and are carefully bound with red ribbon. From his days in the glass factory, Karel Senior knows all about the glass baubles.
Každý výrobek, když je třeba takhle červený, tak se postříbří vevnitř. A pak se teda zdobí. Zdobí se tím způsobem, že se na povrch dává lepidlo, pak se to posypává barevnou drtí, která zbyde z různých rozbitých kusů, ty se nadrtějí a potom jsou to takový barevné šupinky, které to vlastně zdobějí.
As a reward for the decorating, the Christmas biscuits are brought out. There are even more varieties than the ones Ivana baked. Her and a friend did some tactical biscuit swapping.
Děti nemůžou s rumem. To by si měla hloupý mozek, Stelo.
And the children aren't allowed to just take their pick of any of them.
No, ano.
It's the last night before Christmas and time for Karel's punk gig. He and Klára are child-free for the night. Prague used to be legendary for its nightlife and jazz bars. When the country was under communist rule, punk was frowned upon as a Western decadence. Nowadays, things are very different, and the underground music scene is thriving. Punk instead of carols. Advent with a twist. Christmas Eve, the family visit the festive market in the old town one last time and go to admire the tallest Christmas tree in the city. It's 60 years old and 20 meters high. The air is rich with the sweet smell of tirulu, a Bohemian speciality. The dough is cut into strips and wrapped around a greasy wooden pole. It's then dipped in sugar, ground nuts and cinnamon and roasted over the open fire. Tirulu, or telajnik, is originally from Slovakia and a typical sweet during the festive season. Stella can't wait to take her first bite, but the fresh tirulu is still hot.
Pro holčičku jednu chladnější. Výborně. Chutná ti to taky?
This is considered one of Prague's most beautiful squares and is where the old town's cobbled alleyways come together. In front of the St. Nicholas Church, festivities continue with scenes from the Nativity and, of course, more market stalls. This is known as the heart of Prague. A week before Christmas, fish tanks pop up all over town and Christmas carp is sold. Still swimming, or if the customer prefers, freshly gutted. Karel has brought a waterproof bag. The children are intent on keeping the fish as a pet for as long as possible.
To víš, že jo, že ti ho tam šoupnou, dají ti tam trochu vody.
Little Karel has been looking forward to stroking the fish all day. Carp can survive for several hours merely wrapped in a wet cloth. In the bath, the carp enjoys its period of grace, much to the delight of the children. The longer it spends in cold water, the better it will taste. It's not just the food, but also the hairstyle that has to be right for Christmas.
Takže tam jsou největší pařby, hlavně 25. Takže to není období klidu, ale období mejdenu.
Klára is back a little late from the hairdresser, but luckily she'd already prepared the vegetables in the morning. The Christmas carp is usually accompanied with Czech potato salad. Root vegetables like celery, carrots and parsnips give the potato a fuller flavour. Not to forget the chopped onions, gherkins and boiled eggs.
Jo, to prostě, když naši jedou k nám na návštěvu, tak mi přivezou brambory, přivezou mi mrkev, vajíčka. Jo, že to je prostě, tak jak já jsem na venkově vyrostla, tak pořád se to se mnou táhne. To je vlastně ten princip těch stromků, že já jsem byla zvyklá na nějakou tradici. Ale já jsem právě propadla kouzlu takového toho gurmetství, že když už, tak to musí mít všechno. Jo, a zrovna teda bramborový salát, to je majstrštyk mýho otce. Zase jemně, ať si to všechno jako chroupne. Tak. No, dobrý. A teď celý to drapni a vyklop to. No, super.
The final touch is homemade mayonnaise, a cup of gherkin water and some salt and pepper. It's the parsnip that gives the salad its distinct taste. And because it's Christmas, it needs to look festive too. Mother and daughter are happy with their creation, and Stella is making the most of her artistic freedom. Karel has taken on the manly duty of cutting the fish into large strips.
Jo? Stelinko! Tak, židličku, otoč si tak, výborně. Já si tady ještě vyndám voda.
After the fish is salted, it's covered in a batter of flour, egg and breadcrumbs.
Aby byla úplně... Takhle to obalíš, jo? Trochu se s tím hraje, já teď musím ještě udělat vajíčka. Rozcivem. Sypej to tam.
Ty jsi moc rychlá, mami.
Tak buď taky. Já obalu ve dvou, ty jenom v jednom.
No, já jsem dítě.
Ale na to se nevymlouvej.
A ty jsi dospělák.
Ne, já jsem hlavně šikovná, víš?
Ne, dospělák jsi už.
Dobrý?
Now that's sorted out, Klára can put the battered fish into the hot oil. And then it's time, whilst the grandparents are still at church, for the young family to enjoy the festive meal in their small home in Prague.
Ale budeš mít kapra. Tak, stelina.
Státu tohohle stolu. A platí to na Ježíška na hůrce i tady v Sázově.
Půjdeme do...
Ty nepůjdeš nikam.
Dělej jakože jiný.